Today we are reacting to another Flights React to 10 mistakes to avoid when creating a player on NBA 2K26 plus a builder. Mind you, he just posted 19 minutes ago. God, we get the first reaction to this. But make sure y'all follow me on all my platforms. My Instagram, Ittspapi_SITPAPI. Of course, y'all know my Twitch now. Make sure y'all follow. Make sure y'all follow. We're trying to get 100 followers on here. I got a Discord server as well. Itsspapi, ITSSPAPI. And I got a YouTube channel. Itsspapi as well, where all my gaming content go on. So ITSSPAPI. As well as I have a reaction channel, MONEREACTSLIVES. Let's get into it. Yo, you so like, I thought we was hopping on. Like, you ain't say hop on or nothing. I said, are you playing the game today? Literally. What's up, YJ? What's up? What's up? I said, are you playing the game today? That's it. All I said was, are you, all I said was, are you playing the game today? You said maybe. So I took it as that. So I'm going to just react to videos on my YouTube channel and stuff. But anyways, let's go into it. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let me know if y'all can't hear anything though. But like I said, we about to watch Flightreacts to 10 mistakes to avoid when creating a player on NBA 2K26 plus a builder complete breakdown. So honestly, I'm with whatever on 2K for real. The best is the best. The best is the best. But let's get into it, though.
What it do, flight crew? FTC. Flight team stand up. All flight, no fear. August is here. NBA 2K26 is right around the corner. We are on the man Joe Knows with the little 3-in-1 vid. We got the My Player complete breakdown. And then we got, whoa, I ain't tell you to start. And then we got the 6-6 builds are back in 2K, the demigods. You know, I got to look at what point guard build I want to look at because that's the one that I always create.
Creating builds.
And then we got 10 mistakes right afterwards of you should have made when creating your My Player. All right, let's check it out. Let's lock in, get your snacks. For those of y'all, man, y'all better take your notes, get your notepad out, man. 2K comes out this week. I feel like these videos are going to be very important to check out.
Player builder breakdown. Drop a like on the video for me. Let's try to get this to 20,000 likes. Now, first things first, the layout looks a little different, but for the most part, it works the same.
Hold up. You know I got to break down what Flight talking about and what the other nigga talking about. So, it looks like we on the My Player Builder custom template. Like I said before, I don't think I personally is going to have a custom template person. I think I'm just going to build mine from the ground up because I don't want the same nigga as everybody else. I just feel like that's just crazy to me to have the same person as everybody else that may decide on making a custom template. But we're going to let Flight react to this video real quick.
Wingspan, you can change that. This is the first screen that you see, but I recommend pressing the bumper to get the detailed view. The detailed view is going to allow you to see not only your body types, but more importantly, the badges that are going to be able to unlock with your height, weight, and wingspan. And also it shows you the badge tiers, which is even more important this year with the Badge Max +1 and +2 perks. The badge tiers are going to matter. We'll get more into detail of how you can utilize those and what you should be paying attention to, because some of the badges have switched to different tiers at certain heights than last year, so it's not all the same that you're used to from 2K25. But navigating these menus was a little clunky at first. There's so many things to expand and change tabs and stuff like that. You kind of get used to.
All right, right here, overall rating, attributing rating. It looks like remaining attributes potentials. The max is 99. I'm still pushing on. I feel like for me, anybody else who play 2K, do not use a custom template. Because I feel like a whole bunch of people is going to create one. Like, say like somebody want to think about LeBron. And then a whole nother person think about LeBron. So you customizing other people's creativity for real. But back to what I'm saying though. You just never know what's going on and stuff. So I feel like try your best to create your own character so you can be generic, you can be real and stuff like that. So let's get back to it. back to Flight Reacts channel.
To it after a little while, but right off the bat, it's going to be a little confusing. So when you press triangle, you're going to bring up this menu here that has badges, takeovers, and then build by badges. But when you're over the badges tab, if you press square, that's going to expand it and give you the badge layout of tier 1, tier 2, and as you upgrade your attributes, then you can see which badges are being upgraded, you know, pretty much the standard stuff that we're used to from 2K25, but you got to kind of open all those tabs to be able to see it. But once you get those tabs open, as you put the attributes up, you see the badges, yada, yada, yada. Let's move on to...
I feel like I'm going to be on this part for like a good minute, trying to figure out how I want my player to be.
All the builds can get higher 3-point ratings.
I'm gonna be 1,000. I'm gonna try my best to remember all of this, bro. By the time the game is out, bro, I'm gonna forget. Watch me forget all this stuff.
Go through it.
But I'm gonna try to remember.
Legend Limitless.
Look, I'm trying to minimize not having an hour and a half player creation. You know,
the tallest you can be is gold.
I already said I might just be a minute, just try to figure out everything.
Single height in the game. Yes, a 7'4" center can get silver Limitless, and then you start thinking Bad Max +2, Hall of Fame. Y'all see where we're going with this. But so the taller builds can get the higher 3 balls. Also, when we start to look at takeovers, that's going to affect what the tall builds can get takeover-wise. And pretty much a 7-1 can get a 93-point rating, which, as you're going to see in a second, unlocks Deep Bomber. 7-2, 7-3, 7-4 get 89 3 balls, so that doesn't unlock Deep Bomber. But 7-1s, you can have a 7-1 minimum wingspan with Deep Bomber. Pretty crazy. Let's keep going. Wingspans have changed. The max wingspan is 6 inches above your player's height. That is from the shortest to the tallest player. It is universal. I know last year, like 7-1 got like an extra 2 inches compared to 7 foot. Everything goes up by 1 inch. It's 6 inches above the height of your player. Also, the 3-point thresholds have gone up for max wingspan players, probably partly due to the fact that wingspans are a little smaller now. But I think it's also just higher 3-point ratings for taller builds and stuff like that. Takeover.
Hold up.
As I said,
so
taller now, but I think it's also just higher 3-point ratings.
So if you make a taller build with a nice wingspan, your 3-pointer is gonna be high as shit on here. As a point guard, imagine being a 7'1" point guard, wingspan like 7'10". Your 3-point shots go up to like 95 is crazy. You're a demon. You just might be, what, slow? Hell no. He's 6'7", speed 90. Oh my gosh. This is crazy of a player that he just made. Like, it's not bad. None of these spots right here are S.
On up for max wingspan players, probably partly due to the fact that wingspans are a little smaller now. But
hold up, he made himself a center. If you a center, the only thing that's bad with a 7'1" center that has a wingspan of 7'1", your perimeter defense is like 62. Speed with the ball is like 51. The physical part, you got like agility, it's like 48. But like, who the fuck want to be slow with the ball?
I think it's also just higher 3-point ratings for taller builds and stuff like that. Takeovers. As I said, you can get Deep Bomber on a 7'1". Make sure when you're making your builds, you are looking at the takeover requirements. It is whatever ability you want, it is the same. I know last year there was like different takeovers that had the same takeover ability, had different attribute threshold like unlocks. Not this year. Whatever takeover ability you want, it is the same requirement regardless of your build. There is no, regardless of the takeover that you choose or custom takeover, the ability is the same rating. So Deep Bomber is 93-pointer. So you got to make sure your build is able to get that if you want to get Deep Bomber. Another example is Blur. Blur is 85 ball handle, 80 speed with ball. So make sure you're looking at these requirements when you're making your build. Very, very important to make sure you get the takeover ability that you want so that you have access to it.
So much shit.
Hell yeah.
Or if you're somebody
hell yeah.
Niggas lost. Y'all trying to act cool like you get this shit. I know how
that doesn't want to use custom takeover, you still got to
I like, for me, I already said I'm going to be taking a minute trying to look at everything, trying to figure out how I want my player to be on stream. Or I'm definitely streaming while I'm trying to create my player. I'm definitely streaming. I'm definitely going to post that content on my YouTube. Like I said before, make sure y'all follow, subscribe, like on my content on YouTube. The channel is Itsspapi, Itsspapi. Hi. It's in the link in my bio on my Twitch as well that y'all can follow as well. Appreciate y'all.
Lock the ability by meeting the requirements if you use a regular takeover. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about.
Look how
I know half of y'all niggas
requirements.
Look how crazy your player gonna be. Your player is gonna go crazy. Ain't nothing bad about this. Small forward, 6'8", 193 pounds, and you have a 6'1" wingspan. Look at all your stuff. I mean, you see the negatives, of course, but like you still going crazy though. Close shot 99. Layups, driving layups 99. Driving dunk 98. Standing dunks. Your this is cool. But like for me, I'd be wanting to shoot the ball. So I'm probably gonna have my shit higher. Mid-range 91. 3-pointers 86. I mean, you still shoot a few. Free throws 98. You going crazy with this player. So this not a bad build if somebody ever created this one though.
Regular takeover. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about. When you look at the takeovers, pay attention. Some of them have changed. Some of them have been combined. You have, let's say, for example, last year, See the Future was part of the rebounding badge. See the Future is now part of Rim Guardian badge. You also have, like, the brick wall take is now part of the rebounding takeover. I'm not using the specific names. Obviously, you look at the list, you can do it. I'm just giving the generality so it's easy for everyone to understand. You also have, like, the defensive take. It's a combination of both. It boosts your bumps on the ball and your steals this year. So they combine some of the takeovers. Some of them stay the same, like Deep Bomber is still Deep Bomber, Blur is still Blur, and the layup one is still the layup one. But some of them have been combined, and, like, I think it's like the sharpshooter one. That one also boosts your ankle breakers now. So that's like the combination of, I think it was called Marksman and Silky Shooter from 2K25. So make sure you're paying attention to the takeovers because the abilities have changed.
That's why I said I gotta really look at my stuff
what they actually
when I get the chance.
Paying attention to it so that you get what you want. Because if you just go based off last year, there's a good chance that you're going to mess it up. But I'm going to scroll down the list here, and you guys can look at it if you want to pause the video and read some of the descriptions and really analyze the attributes and stuff like that. But pretty much, we'll scroll to the bottom of the list, so at least you can just see all the takeover options. But if you're like me, I'm pretty much just worried about the abilities because I'm going to be unlocking that custom takeover, and then I'm going to be putting up the attributes that I want to put up while getting the ability that I want. I know for maybe some more casual players, it's probably like a little bit tedious, and maybe you don't even want to. But I know for everybody out there, that's like more of a.
I just want to say this though. I know this nigga talking hella fast. Yo, I'm just as lost as everybody else. I ain't gonna cap and say I know what the fuck he talking about. I know I'm gonna have to take so long creating my player. Like I said, we're gonna be streaming for a minute playing this game, trying to figure out everything.
A sweaty player, or not even sweaty, but just you play 2K a lot, you're going to want to do the custom takeover to boost the attributes that you want and then get the ability that you want. But like I said, make sure you're paying attention to the ability unlocks because they are different from last year. Meet those requirements, you get the takeover that you want. Let's keep it moving. Next up, let's talk about the new feature they talked about, the animation glossary. Now, I know this probably doesn't sound important right off the rip, especially for the more knowledgeable players, but trust me, it is valuable. A lot of dribble move and dunk move requirements have changed, so when you're in here, I definitely recommend using it, at least until you memorize. Well, maybe you don't memorize them. I usually end up memorizing them, but that's a topic for another day. But I would definitely recommend using this. You could scroll through and see, like I said, dribble moves, dunk move, everything that you want, all the requirements for it, and a lot of it
going crazy.
It seems like, and this could be inaccurate, but from what I saw, players' dribble moves all have the same requirements. So it's not like, let's say you want Kobe's escape. Kobe's escape, Kobe's crossover, Kobe's behind the back.
You know what I like about this year compared to the rest of the years recent years that came, when you can make your playmaking moves and stuff to how you want it, you still be in the mod builder trying to customize your player and trying to figure out what you want in your player and stuff like that. So you can always go back and adjust stuff and be like, okay, I want this certain type of player instead, so I can have this ability or this move and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty cool this year because the rest of the years was just trash on certain things. And I just like, come on, bro. Come on.
Kobe's everything has the same ball handle requirement for each player. There's not like a different requirement for his escape and then his behind the back. From what I saw, everything was...
See, you can go back. I feel like that's so hard. You can go back. I want my body type big, stocky as fuck. That's what I want. Big as shit. On my mama. Big as shit.
France SIGs were all the same ball handle requirements. Now check this out.
Flight looks so lost. I definitely gotta get a green screen. That's another thing I'm gonna put. So I can put a back of here, my green screen. We're gonna go crazy.
So 6'4" and under cannot equip standing dunks. That's a big change. Those 6'4"
Me texting my group chat and be like, I think I need a green screen.
Standing dunks too.
Cutting out the corner, getting those quick standing dunks. Small guards being able to get to the dead zone and go up with that standing dunk cheese. I mean, if you can't equip standing dunks, it's going to be much more. You could probably still trigger an animation here or there, but it's not nearly going to be as consistent as it was in past games. So I feel like that is a spot that's going to have
like Shaq. No, I kind of want somebody like. I forgot all about this. We can put it right here. Yeah. I kind of want somebody like. I don't even know what the fuck I'm going on. Like stocky, no matter the height is. Like they're still big. It's just they got a little weight on them. If you understand what I'm saying.
Especially in competitive gameplay. 6'5" and up to get standing dunks in 2K26. Now let's talk about badge thresholds.
Yo, Mods, take care of these dudes in the chat talking about pre-recorded, bro. Like, get your fucking tubby ass teeny boppers off the chat, bro. Like, yo, what are y'all doing? Get these school threats out the chat, man. What's wrong with these niggas, man? Don't y'all got school or something, nigga? You got your lunch taken away or something today? Why you mad at me, bro?
A lot of the badge threshold requirements are the same. But there were some small changes, so just pay attention.
I definitely got class
you don't want to miss one by
tomorrow, but I ain't gonna stop nothing.
Badge requirement that had three attributes tied to it. For example, box out beast. Last year it was offensive or defensive rebound plus strength. This year they dropped all those three requirement ones down to 2. So now box out beast is just offensive or defensive rebound. There's no strength involved. So pay attention as you're making. Like
let me bring my chat down, y'all, so y'all can see who is what.
Process, because a lot of us have those thresholds already ingrained in our head from last year. But definitely just take a second look to make sure you're not missing anything. Because like I said, sometimes it is tweaked, and you could probably save attributes somewhere because you don't need certain, like you know, if you want just gold box out beast, you just need 85 rebound, offensive or defensive. You don't need to put your strength up to whatever the requirement was last year. So just pay attention as you do things. I remember versatile visionary, they dropped the requirement for that. I think it's like 70 for bronze and 78 for silver now. So definitely pay attention as you're looking at the badge requirements. But let's talk about badge tiers. These are really, really important, as we talked about quickly earlier, because of the badge max +1 and +2. You know, you get 1 each in the tier 1, 1 each in the tier 2, plus your build specialization, a whole lot of stuff going on with the badges. So pay attention to the badge tiers. Some things have changed as you flicker between, you know, different heights. You'll see on the bottom badges.
Let me make my thing smaller so y'all can see everything what he's talking about.
6-8 players, lightning launch is in the tier 2 category, so you could use
so y'all can see what the fuck is going on.
Silver to Hoff on a 6-8 player. So that is really important. Make sure you not only pay attention to the badge tiers, but what badges may have switched from tier 1 to tier 2 from last year that maybe you had ingrained in your head. Let's move on to relevant badges. In the menu now, you can click R3 while you're hovering over an attribute, and you're going to see badges down below that are tied to that attribute will highlight in like a bluish, kind of greenish, like a turquoise. I don't know. You tell me what color it is in the comments. I'm bad at this, but they will highlight the badges that are tied to the attribute that you're over. It's just a small quality of life thing, but definitely for newer players, it probably is nice to see like, okay, this attribute will help me get these badges. Like I said, for more experienced players, you know, you're probably never going to use it, but for newer players or players looking for more help and guidance in the builder, definitely a valuable tool to use. Let's talk about attribute weights real quick. A lot of the attributes feel relatively similar in how expensive they are at specific heights, but certain things that I noticed, things like driving layup felt like it was a bit cheaper. Pass accuracy felt like it was a bit cheaper. So pay attention as you're going through the builder.
Bro, I feel like all this shit's the same. They just add a few more things and change the menu.
Looks so similar, but there are these small.
I definitely can see that.
Really have an impact on how good your build ends up being, and more importantly, how much you end up liking your build. You know, you could make a build and then be like, man, I didn't realize like I could have got all this pass ag, or you know, I could have just went 1 inch shorter and got my lightning launch in you know a different tier, so then I could use my badge max +2 in a different spot. Like there's just so many little different factors that if you really utilize them correctly, you're gonna be able to make some crazy builds on NBA 2K26. But if y'all want to check out a Kevin Durant build,
all right, I'll be waiting for the My Player build videos. How raise y'all niggas hands if you all understood anything in this video. I ain't gonna lie.
Hell no. Hell no. If they tested me on a grade, baby, I'm getting an F. Cause I ain't gonna lie, I probably zoned out just a little bit, but it's okay though, cause we're gonna continuously watch clips throughout when 2K drop as well. We're gonna be streaming as well. We probably be mad as shit at a game as well, but it's okay though, cause this is a practice, you know, learning session.
Videos. All right, so we gotta.
I might fuck around and get the meta glasses just to show y'all how I really do things.
So this is a very important video for me to look at. Anybody that plays point guard, I think you should be locked in looking at this too.
All right, so it looks like, oh shit.
You said he was over explaining.
Right. 6-6 builds on NBA 2K26. Let's get into it. I got
one thing I have.
6-6 builds are back.
Is it dribbling?
All around, D guard is the best big guard in the game.
Y'all care about more about the gameplay and other shit. I mean, obviously gameplay everybody cares about, but more on like the other gameplay features and shit.
Versions: a minimum wingspan, a medium wingspan, and a max wingspan. It just depends how long you like it. All 3 are viable, all 3 are unique, and we're gonna break all 3 of them down. You see how 6-6s are moving this year, right? They can burst, they can speed boost, they can combo. And the craziest thing about all of it is look at
the video sped up, by the way.
These floaters burst out of behind the back, instantly stop floater off the moon. Y'all see the vision. Let's get into the builds. What if I told you you could be using your sports knowledge to win money? Well, you're going to want to check
Yo, why do you look like that?
Content. And as I told you, his channel sponsoring today's video. Hey, shout out to Young Dirk for some of the dribble clips in the intro. He's a really good player and makes really good content. I'll leave the link down to his channel in the description. Definitely go check him out. Let's get into it. 6'6", minimum wingspan, 195 content. I'll leave the link down to his channel in the description. Definitely go check him out. Let's get into it. 6'6".
Let me slow this out a little bit, my bad.
Minimum wingspan, 100.
6'6". Minimum wingspan. I always make.
So he like a point guard, 6'6", 195 in weight, and he like a 6'6" wingspan. God damn! Hold on! I gotta test out everything. Okay, block 68, but you get a +5 for the max attributes potentials if you do things correctly. +29. God damn. 99, 99, 95, 80, 90, 67 on a rebound, 72, but you get +6. I guess that's adding. Well, maybe it's like that's where you go up to. Blocks 65, steals is 90, perimeter defense is 94, interior defense is 82, your free throws 99, your 3-pointers is 94, but your mid-range is 93. You're gonna go crazy with this player, low-key. You're gonna go crazy on this player. Pass accuracy 99, ball handles is 93, speed with the ball is 86, your speed is 94, your strength is 79. I ain't gonna lie, this player might be comp.
Minimal. It's crazy when I was always talking about minimum wingspans would be like the best thing to do.
Dirk for some of the dribble
195. I just be trying to mental note some of this
clips in the intro. He's a really good player and makes really good content. I'll leave the link
you know
down
what?
to his channel. Some of the dribble
Make
clips in the intro. He's a really good player. It's in today's video.
My bad.
Hey, shout out to Young Dirk.
My bad. Take a picture of this shit on my phone. Make shit easier for the day one of the game.
Hell yeah.
6'6", 195. Is 195 the lowest weight you can make for a 6'6"?
For some of the dribble clips in the intro. He's a really good player and makes really good content. I'll leave the link down to his channel in the description. Definitely go check him out. But let's get into it. 6'6", minimum wingspan, 195 pounds. And as I told you, I want to be a little unique. I didn't want to just make a dunking 6'6" like everybody else, but we do have some dunking versions in this video. But this first one is 6'6", minimum wingspan, 93 3-pointer. That's going to be a bunch of gold shooting badges. And of course, we're going to break down the Badge Max +1, Badge Max +2s, and build specialization.
Low key though, I just peeped something. The badge requirement is 99 will get you that. I might have to put my 3-pointers at 99 though. Some had to go down for me.
Now we went 90 on the ball handle to get gold handles for days, and 86 on the speed with ball to get gold lightning launch. Now, if you did want to build specialize your playmaking, theoretically you could use that +2 to get legend lightning launch and use your +1 Badge Max on the Hoff handles for days. That would be pretty elite, and then you would still have all your other Badge Max +1s and 2s that you could apply to your shooting badges. Or, if you wanted to, you could do your shooting and then use the extra additional Badge Max badges on your shooting badges.
Yeah, no, I'm going to make a Wemby build as my rebirth, but I'm going to start out as a point guard.
His preference, and I feel like you can't...
I said the same thing.
The reason I did it like this...
But, like, I wanted to make a... I ain't gonna lie, I had the vision of that, but then, like, I wanted to make a big-ass player, like, a center or something, just to have a height advantage on certain stuff. But, like, a point guard from this video don't sound that bad. But you always can make more than one player, so...
No build specialization is a bit more viable for day one of the game. If you wanted to prepare for future cap breakers and the build specialization cap breakers, you'd probably want to take down your mid-range and your 3-pointer by 2. And then when you get your build specialization cap breakers, add +2 to your 3-pointer. And then you would have those extra Badge Max +1 and 2s from the build specialization to put on shooting badges. And then if you still wanted to boost up your playmaking badges, you could do that with your regular Badge Max +1s and 2s. I know that was probably a lot to follow, and I'm sorry, I know I'm probably talking way too fast. But if you've been paying attention to 2K26, all of what I just said makes a lot of sense. We will break it down more specifically as we get to the end, and it'll be a lot more easy to follow. But let's keep going with this build. I wanted to make all these builds really well-rounded, so we're going 85 perimeter with 80 agility. That's going to be silver on-ball menace, silver challenger, silver pick dodger, and the 80 agility to be able to slide our feet, quickly cut people off, get those good bump animations. That's going to make this build a viable two-way player and not be a liability on the defensive end. We're also going to increase our steal attribute up to an 85. That's going to give us a nice, solid steal rating, and then we're also going to put up our block to 60.
I ain't gonna lie, I had my steal at 85 on 2K25. I could not steal the ball for shit.
8 to unlock bronze.
That's why I'm like,
to get bronze high.
Maybe I can put my steals at like 92, 93. Well, we'll see.
You do need 60 vertical, so we're going to slide over to the vertical here and give it a little +4 to unlock that bronze badge. Now, sliding over to the finishing, if you wanted to put dunk on a build like this, you could get your dunk into the 80s and probably tinker with a few things and end up getting the 87 dunk for the silver posterizer. You would need to also get the 75 vertical, but I was like, how can I make this a little different and utilize some of the new features that, you know, they put in 2K26? Because it seems like... Nah,
you got to put the drive and dunk up.
Are going to be good. That's what it seems like. So I said, let me see. If I go no dunk, I can get 88 layup, which is gold float game.
No dunk on a 6'6", hell
the tier 2 category.
Yeah, that's low-key insane.
Floaters, man.
That's low-key insane.
You can on a dime at the free throw line and just go up with a floater.
Man, floaters is not working in no part game. Come on, Joe.
Instantly, that's going to be really, really difficult to defend. On top of it,
I mean, a nigga like me, it'll work for me. I don't know about y'all. I can't speak for y'all.
Gold float game is in the tier 2 category, so we're going to use our Badge Max +2.
I'm not worried about a floater.
In the tier 2 category to get legend.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. My player for 2K25 actually was pretty solid. I low-key want to copy and paste them, but I don't mind making them a little taller.
Yeah, legend float game with the Badge Max +2. So check this out. In the tier 1 category, Badge Max +2, I would say we're going to use that on Set Shot. Legend Set Shot, we would use our tier 2 Badge Max +2 on Float Game, as we just said, to get it on Legend. In the tier 1 category, for Badge Max +1, we could go Deadeye to Hoff or Limitless Range to Hoff. And then in the tier 2...
I wonder when he gonna change that driving thump, because like 30 is crazy.
If you want to use your build specialization, if you decided to use it on playmaking, definitely use the +2 on Lightning Launch to Legend, and use the +1 on Handles for Days to get it to Hoff. But if you had used it on the shooting category, then instead use your shooting build specialization Badge Max +2 on your Set Shot, and your +1 on either your Limitless or your Deadeye, and then use the other regular Badge Max +1 and 2s on the playmaking badges. Either way you go, you end up with the same badge layout. It's just a decision you have to make about where you want to use your build specialization cap breakers, either in shooting or in playmaking. Also want to mention the recording cutoff here, but I'm only on 98 overall. I can get my free throw up into the 80s or even maybe low 90s. I can't remember exactly. The recording just cut off when I was at 98 overall. But let's move on to the...
Bro, this build is trash. I'm definitely not a 6'6" guard with an 88 driving layup and a 30 dunk, bro.
Medium wingspan, 6'6" build. 6'6" height with a 6'9" wingspan. That's directly between minimum and maximum wingspan. 6'9" wingspan on a 6'6". That allows you to get an 89.3. Gold Set Shot, Silver Limitless, other silver shooting badges. Y'all see it on the screen. We're going to go 90 ball handle again and get that gold handles for Days. Now, you could lower your ball handle and still get most of the good signature dribble animations that 6'6" gets, but I just wanted to go a little bit higher to get that gold handles for Days, because, you know, if you +1 or +2 that, it's really going to make a difference in terms of how long you can dribble and save you that stamina, especially for ISO players or players that just like to dance around a screen. It's going to be really, really valuable. On to the defense. 85 perimeter, 85 steals.
Yo, I'm definitely going to jack my steal up, bro. Having a high steal as a point guard, bro, yo.
68 block. Good, solid.
Didn't I just say that? Didn't I just say that? I had an 85 as a point guard for steals. Was not getting steals. It's not getting steals.
The extra 3 inches on your wingspan is going to help you play defense and be able to get more shot contests.
My shit was, remember, on 2K25 for this year's 2K, that shit was a 99, bro.
87 on the driving dunk.
And you see what it does.
Vertical, which is also the other threshold you need for that silver posterizer. And then we're going to finish this thing off. 75 layup to get the bronze layup mixmaster. Tinkering around with the attributes. The 40 standing dunk, because of course 6'6" can get standing dunks, right? You got to be 6'5" or taller this year to get them. And 6'6" is of course in that category. Tinkering around what I want to do with the free throw and the mid range. And this is pretty much where I settled on this medium.
You already say his shit trash.
Let me take a picture of this just in case I end up liking his build when he shows the highlights. Remember, doing shit like this is going to minimalize having an hour-and-a-half player creation, chat.
So wingspan 6'6" build. Now again, it depends where you want to put your build specialization and where you want to use your Badge Max +1 and Badge Max +2s, but you can still get the Legend Set Shot with the Badge Max +2 to that Gold Set Shot. You could use your +1 to get the Gold Posterizer if you would like to, or you could continue to use it on shooting badges like getting Gold Deadeye or Gold Limitless. A lot of options when it comes to the Badge Max +1s and 2s. It's just what your preference is. Let's move on to the 6'6" max wingspan. This one's interesting. Last but not least, the 6'6" build with a 7-foot max wingspan. And we're going to give it a little more driving, though. We're going to give it 89 with 78 vertical. That's still silver posterizer, but you get the pro contacts off of 1 foot. So, you know, unlock a couple more animations.
7-1?
This was more like an ISO lockdown. You got those long arms. You're going to be getting better shot contests. So I went 74 block to get bronze paint controller. Still get the bronze high flying denier. But then we also went 85 perimeter like the other build, but we're going to ramp up that steal to 91 here in just a second. And that's going to be gold glove, gold interceptor. Same playmaking, 90 ball handle, 86 speed with ball. And you could take that ball handle down if you don't.
Low-key,
but I decided to keep it there.
the 7-1 wingspan don't sound that bad. Well, 7. 195, point guard 6'6". His close shots is 69. Driving layup 75. Driving dunk is 89. Standing dunk's like 40. You don't got no post control. This is 45. Mid-range shots is 73. You gonna be? I feel like you gonna be okay, but your ball handles are gonna go crazy though. Speed of ball 86.
You have a 7-foot wingspan. It only allows us to get an 83 3-pointer.
You ain't got no rebounds, but you got a high-ass wingspan. You're going to be trash catching the ball.
Builds that had an 89 and 93
that 3's too low.
We got the 83 3-pointer, which is silver set shot and bronze.
I think the second build on the 6'6" is
I would recommend using
the best one he did on
push that set shot up to Hall of Fame. And then what I'm thinking here is, okay, how can I get that 91 steal? You know, I'm moving attributes around to see, you know, what can I change that doesn't lose me a badge, but will give me, you know, will free up some attributes. So I dropped my pass act to 71. Of course, I lose the silver break starter, but that's not a huge deal because this isn't a 6'6" designed to rebound. I still keep the silver dimer. Then I realized my strength went up a little bit when I was tinkering with other attributes, so I can lower my strength down to a 50, and that's going to free up enough attributes for me to be able to put up that steal to 91, which of course is the gold interceptor like the other builds, but now it's gold glove, and just having the higher steal rating like Mike talked about in my interview with him, it's going to help you just get better reach animations. It's going to help you target the ball better when you do try to blitz somebody and all of that. But this is the max wingspan version of the 6'6". I feel like all these 6'6" builds are very, very well rounded. and it's just preference. If you want to be shooting threes from deep and, you know, doing floaters from the free throw line, the minimum wingspan version is a cool option. If you want to be kind of in between and still be able to get on the rim, the medium wingspan is a good option. And then if you want to be more of like an ISO lock with max wingspan and bronze paint controller and all that, then you're going to want to go more like the max wingspan. But all these builds are just options, and they're just to kind of give you information. Always create the build that you want to create. But if you do want to check out a 611,
facts. At the end of the day, y'all create the build you want to create, but just mix it up a little bit. I ain't gonna lie, most of these builds is trash that it looked like he made. Maybe this.
I ain't gonna lie to you. The 3-pointer shot gotta be good, like at least 90. Steals gotta be like 95. And like I want my driving dunk to be going crazy.
All right, the last video for Nose. We got 10 mistakes to avoid when creating your mod player for 2K26.
Okay.
creating builds is expensive, and optimizing builds to their fullest can be time-consuming and challenging. So I'm here to give you 10 mistakes to avoid when creating your build on 2K26. Drop a like on the video for me, and let's get right into it. The first one regards the new Badge Max +1 and +2 system. So understanding this is very important. I'm going to explain a few reasons why. You're going to get a Badge Max +1 in the Tier 1 and Tier 2 slot. You're also going to get a Badge Max +2 in the Tier 1, Tier 2 slot. And then you're going to get an extra Badge Max +1 and Badge Max +2 through the build specialization. Utilizing these Badge Maxes is going to be very important.
Make sure y'all can see, so I just covered my camera just a little bit more.
For example, if you're a build with a 99 rebound, and you pick the rebounding build specialization, those extra +1 and +2 Badge Max slots can only be applied to rebounding. But since you already have a 99 rebound, your rebounding badges are on Legend. You're not going to be able to put those Badge Max +1 and 2s on anything. So it's very important you pick a build specialization that's going to allow you to not only use those specialized cap breakers, but those specialized Badge Max +1 and 2 slots. It's also very important that you pay attention to badge tiers. Depending on the height of your build, certain badges are going to fluctuate between Tier 1 and Tier 2. This could be the difference between using your Badge Max perks on very valuable badges all across the board, or having to waste it on a less valuable badge because you weren't paying attention to which badges were in the Tier 1 and Tier 2 slots. Pay attention to your badge layout and all these new Badge Max slots to make sure you're able to utilize them on more valuable badges. Next up, with pure green windows returning to 2K26, it's going to be more important than ever to find the biggest green window jump shot bases for your specific build. And NBA 2K Labs has you covered. They have a bunch of free tools on their website, but what you're really looking for is under the premium section, the custom jump shot data. This is an absolute cheat code every year on 2K. This data contains statistically tested jump shots for your specific build, giving you the biggest green windows and the fastest releases, giving you an edge over the competition. I personally use this database for all my builds. If you're interested in access to this, use code Joe at checkout for a big discount. I cannot recommend NBA 2K Lab enough.
Wait,
Animations could be the
you gotta pay to get some access to that?
and loving your build.
Yo!
I'm sure you have the attribute
whoever doing that
requirements
making a
necessary to
bag
unlock the animations
salute,
you
I
want
guess.
should be very high on your priority list. Missing an animation threshold by a few attribute points
Y'all
is one of the most
niggas
frustrating
paying for the membership to see what jump shot is the best? Shit.
things you could do with this build. So make sure you pay great attention to what attribute requirements are needed for the animations that you want to unlock. The newly added animation glossary is something you can utilize to try to make sure that you're not missing any attribute requirements.
Over here, real quick.
Let me know y'all pay, nigga. I need the motherfucking
You're going to want to have the most
jump
optimized
shots
animations available for your My Player. Next up are cap breakers. And I know some people are saying, I already know about cap breakers. I use them in 2K25. They are slightly different this year, so let's break this down quickly so that you don't make a mistake when it comes to your cap breakers. First reminder I want to give you, your player has to have the ability to unlock the attribute that you're going to apply the cap breakers to. For example, if your build caps out at a 96 3-pointer, you cannot apply cap breakers to then push it to a 99. So when you're selecting your height, weight, and wingspan, make sure you have the capability to unlock the attributes that you want to apply your cap breakers to. For example, you could have a 94 3-pointer with the potential to get to 99, add 5 cap breakers, and now you have that 99.3 that you were looking for. Now, a new feature with cap breakers is you can now apply them to lower rated attributes and get bigger returns on one cap breaker, sometimes reaching a double-digit attribute boost. Or you can apply it to a highly rated attribute for your +1 per cap breaker boost. When creating your builds, you're going to want to plan ahead about what you intend to do with your cap breakers, unless you just plan on creating a whole new build once you unlock the cap breakers. But like we said, builds are expensive. Sometimes you want to plan in advance that, hey, by the time I unlock my cap breakers, I already know where I'm going to use them. And lastly, when it comes to cap breakers, remember, you're going to have to unlock these cap breakers. You are not starting with cap breakers on your build. Even the build specialization cap breakers that have to be applied to a specific attribute category, you're going to have to unlock them through the build specialization quests. High risk versus low risk builds. I've talked about this on my channel for years. If you're someone that's planning on making a couple builds at the start of the year, let's say you plan on making a guard and a center build, make the lower risk build first, which is the center. It's a much harder task to mess up a center build than it is a guard build. You can make your center build, start playing the game, and see how it is. Let everybody else make mistakes with their guard builds, take in that information, and then tweak it to make the guard build you want to make.
That makes
Guard
sense.
builds are easier to mess up because there's more that goes into it. You have to make sure you're getting specific dribble moves, specific layup packages, jump shot bases, dunk packages. There's a lot more that goes into it as opposed to a center. You're really just making sure you got the attributes and the badges that you want. Sure, there's some dunk packages and jump shot bases you want to get, but they're at much lower attribute thresholds, and you're pretty much going to have access to all of them as a big man. So make the low risk build first. Let everybody else make mistakes with the higher risk builds. Take in that information, make the tweaks that you need, and then make your higher risk build a few days later. Next is is make sure you actually understand what each attribute contributes to when it comes to gameplay. I can't tell you how many times people have come to me and it's clear they don't actually understand what each attribute means. For example, putting up your mid-range also is your post-fade rate. Putting up your agility will not affect how quick you are with the ball in your hands. Agility is only for off-ball movement and defense. Putting up your close shot will also raise your post-hook rate. Make sure you understand what the attributes actually mean so that when you're putting up attributes for your build, you're actually creating the build you want to play on and optimizing it to its fullest potential. We've touched on this one a little bit when it came to the cap breakers, but pay attention to your physicals. Height, weight, and wingspan affect the attribute limits of your build. Make sure the physicals you select allow you to get the attributes and badges that you want to unlock to optimize your build.
Bro, I mean,
also,
that's
this year,
been
pay
in
attention.
2K
The
though,
maximum
right?
wingspan now is 6 inches above whatever height you choose. Also, pay attention that some of the attribute caps have changed based on height and wingspan. Taller players and players with longer wingspans now have.
But I feel like
that's just one example.
I feel like it been this way for a couple of years. If you change your height, you change your wingspan, things go up and things go down.
Make sure you're paying attention to your physicals and what it allows you to unlock on your build. Create a build to fit the game modes that you like to play. If you like to play on the 1v1 court, you're not going to need pass accuracy on your build. But if you're somebody who likes to play 5v5 rec or pro-am, pass ac might be more of a necessity. Same thing that goes with free throw. If you're only a park player, you're not going to need free throw on your build. But if you're somebody that likes to dabble in the rec or 5v5 pro-am, you might want to raise that free throw rating. Create a build specific to the game modes that you want to play that will allow you to optimize it to its fullest potential. Also create a build that fits the teammates you like to play with. And I know some of you are saying, Joe, I play random rec or random theater. I don't know who I'm going to be playing with. You still know the types of people that enter those courts a lot of the times. If you're a center that likes to play 5v5 comp pro-am, maybe making an inside center might be a viable option because you're playing with.
Bro, they really be out here promoting the My Team Park like niggas be. Y'all niggas playing My Team Park
in the paint is of value, but if you're a random rec player, you know a lot of people in there are trying to cut back.
By the way, they did say park info is dropping on the 27th, which is 2 days before the game. That's gonna be like on Wednesday. So hopefully, man, they shock the world with the park.
And slash to the basket and dunk and layup and do all that stuff. You're going to want to be able to shoot on your center so that you can bring the other team's center away from the hoop. Or if they leave you open, you're going to be able to knock it down. Create a build to not only fit the game modes you want to play, but to fit with the teammates or the randoms that you're going to be hooping with. Pay attention to takeover when creating your build. There is custom takeover this year, which allows you to select whatever 3 attributes you want to boost. If you decide to select 2 or 1 attribute, you'll receive an even bigger boost to those attributes. But pay attention to the takeover abilities, what they do, and more importantly, what attribute thresholds you need to reach to unlock those abilities. Let's say you're planning on making a custom takeover to not only boost your shooting attributes, but you want one of the shooting takeover abilities like Deep Bomber. If you don't meet the attribute requirements to unlock the Deep Bomber ability, you're not going to be able to use that in your custom takeover. Make sure you're paying attention to the takeover and meet the attribute requirements to unlock them. And probably the most important tip I can give you when it comes to making a build, create a build that you want to play on. You specifically. I don't care what YouTuber or TikTok or if your mom told you to make a certain build, make a build that you want to play on. I can't tell you how many times I made a build and somebody told me that build's trash because this, that, and the third, and then I'm out there dropping 50 points per game on it. Make a build that fits the way you want to play,
out here flexing on
play style, and you'll find a way to be successful on it. Sure, listen to build videos and take information from them, but at the end of the day, you got to create a build that you actually want to play on and a build that fits how you want to play. I appreciate y'all watching. If y'all want more help when it comes to NBA 2K26.
All right, shout out to Joe Knows for all the info from my player. Have you guys pre-ordered NBA 2K26 yet?
I just pre-ordered.
No.
I just pre-ordered.
2K lives up to the expectations that everybody's trying to hype up about, and hopefully it's not the same old BS.
Alright, so it looks like Flight just did a whole video on Flight's react to 10 mistakes to avoid when creating a player on NBA 2K26, plus a builder completed breakdown. Pretty much is different parts of the my career part, how you want your player to be, and try to find a player that fits for you. Honestly, I think I'm gonna just take my time. Honestly, I'm just gonna take my time trying to figure out what's going on, what I need, what I like, and what I don't like. Now, you always can start over, but in reality, you spend money on this shit, so who the fuck want to start over? You really want to get it right on first time, but everybody's gonna be trashing the first time, so unless you just jailbreak the game. And oh my gosh, you did amazing. But make sure y'all follow me on all my platforms. YouTube, make sure y'all comment, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Like I said before, my name on YouTube is Itsspapi, Itsspapi. I will be posting this content on there. Make sure y'all follow my Twitch as well, Itpapi_S. So it's ITPAPI_S. But yeah, we'll be dropping this on YouTube for sure.